Topics 10 minutes or less. It's 5 in 10 for August 8th, 2017. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, the lost home of the apostles found. Archaeologists think they found the lost Roman city of Julias. It's Julias, Julias, not U.S. as in Julius Caesar. Julias, home of 3 of the apostles, Peter, Andrew, and Philip. The site was discovered at the north end of the Sea of Galilee in the Bethsaida Valley Nature Reserve. The key discovery remains of a Roman bathhouse, an advanced Roman-style bathhouse, which indicates it was actually a thriving village there and not just a little fishing village. Topic number 4, Chicago is jealous. Los Angeles County reports that the number of registered voters there is 144% of the people of voting age. 144% of the people of voting age registered to vote in Los Angeles County. The Election Integrity Project of California says 11 California counties have more registered voters than voting age citizens. Now, this isn't anything new. My mom volunteered as a Republican election judge in the city of Chicago back during the tenure of Richard J. Daley. The Democratic machine there would consistently produce more Democrat votes than there were people of voting age in our precinct. But apparently Los Angeles County has taken that concept and turned it up to 11. 144%. That's a really motivated electorate. The conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch has threatened to sue the state of California if they refuse to comply with the National Voter Registration Act, which requires precincts, voting precincts, to ensure the integrity of their voter rolls. And this letter is not the first time Judicial Watch has threatened to sue a state. They sent out similar letters back in April to 11 other states, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, of course, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, and Tennessee. And speaking of elections, we now know that the FBI was monitoring social media on Election Day last November. They actually set up a monitoring station and were watching social media for fake news about Hillary Clinton. You know, because Russia. The FBI apparently didn't have anything better to do. Topic number 3, more on the Nazca Mummy. This is from a report written by Rodolfo Salas Gizmonde from the Department of Vertebrate Paleontology at the Natural History Museum in Lima, Peru. This report titled, "This is the fake alien hand that Mosson's scientists determined anatomically correct and functional." End quote. Now, the report's in Spanish, but you get an idea from the title where he's coming from here. He provides an X-ray, and to their credit, they allowed the mummy to be X-rayed, but the X-rays show that the bones of the mummy's hand is basically fabricated from bones of 2 different individuals, and one of them appears to be a newborn infant. The bones of the fingers are from metacarpals and phalanges of an adult, mixed with the fibulas of a newborn. Fibula is the long bone of the leg. And you can see on this X-ray behind us that you've got a couple of fibula in that top finger up there. A couple of fibula mix in with a metacarpal. Metacarpal's these bones in the hand here. So besides the fact that this is the kind of mistake that people who aren't familiar with human biology would make, it doesn't really say much for the team of experts assembled by Jaime Mosson and his colleagues at Gaia TV. I think enough said about the alien mummy, and we can move on to other things. Topic number 2, are we creating a generation of smartphone zombies? Research suggests, yeah, we are. Today's post-millennials, kids who are in their teens, entering their teens right now, appear to be more comfortable staring into their smartphone screens than socializing with their friends. Teens are using apps such as Snapchat, WhatsApp, and a number of others that I'm not even aware of. Experts like Opal Singleton of the Million Kids Project, millionkids.org, deals with trafficking, human trafficking, is aware of a number of social media apps that our kids and grandkids are using that I've never heard of. And my wife and I met over the internet, so it's not like we're internet, ignorant here. Kids can waste an entire summer, instead of playing outside, sitting in their room, communicating via the smartphone. These post-millennials physically, nutritionally, should be safer and better cared for than any previous generation in American history, and yet they seem to be more fragile emotionally and psychologically. Rates of depression and teen suicide have exploded since 2011. That was about the moment that more than 50% of Americans owned a smartphone. There is evidence that the devices we're putting in the hands of young people from the time they're in the crib are having a profound impact on their lives, and it's making them seriously unhappy. Today's teens are more likely, less likely to leave the house without their parents than ever before. 12th graders in 2015 going out less often than 8th graders did as recently as 2009. They're not spending as much time with their friends, as you can see by the chart here. And that vertical line on the chart shows the moment at which the iPhone was introduced. And you can see the drop in the number of 12th, 10th, and 8th graders hanging out with their friends. They are less likely to date than they were in previous generations. They're not in any hurry to drive. To drive! When I was 14, I couldn't wait to get behind the wheel of a car. Now, not only are they driving less, fewer and fewer of them even have a driver's license. And on top of all this, in spite of all the time that they're spending on social media communicating, they're more likely to feel lonely than previous generations. And this trend is especially marked among young girls. 48% more young ladies said they feel left out in 2015 than they did in 2010, compared with 27% more boys. Girls tend to use social media to communicate with their friends more often than boys do. The flip side of that, of course, is that it gives them more opportunities to find out that friends are getting together without them, leading to this sense of isolation and loneliness, depression, and suicide. This is the brave new world we're creating. Technology is making us more interconnected than ever before, but conversely, it's also making us feel more isolated than ever before. I can't tell you the number of times when I was working as an outside sales rep for 4 years, eating lunch in fast food places 4 days a week, how often I would see a family of 4 or 5 sitting in a McDonald's or a Hardee's or an Arby's, instead of talking to one another, all 4 of them, including mom and dad, sitting there on their phones, playing a game or chatting with people somewhere else. This is part of the enemy's plan to divide and conquer, because if they can make us feel isolated, separate us from our battle formation, which is the family, the smallest battle formation in the spiritual war, if we're isolated on the battlefield, we're easy pickings. And topic number 1 today, North Korea. In spite of the United Nations Security Council vote over the weekend, 15-0 to impose $1 billion in sanctions on North Korean exports, North Korea, even though China and Russia, their allies, sided with the United States on this vote, still sounding defiant. North Korea refusing to even contemplate negotiation for a cooling off of tensions here. North Korea says it's ready to give the United States a severe lesson with its strategic nuclear force if the U.S. attempts any military action against it. And it says it will not put its nuclear program or its missiles on the negotiating table, regardless of the kind of pressure we bring to bear. This all released in a statement at a regional meeting on Monday. The foreign minister for North Korea said that the UN sanctions are fabricated, warned there would be strong follow-up measures and acts of justice. Now, as we discussed with Colonel Bob McGinnis about North Korea's position here, to the North Koreans, their position makes a lot of sense because they've seen what's happened with governments the United States doesn't like when they don't have a credible weapon of mass destruction threat. Saddam Hussein, Hosni Mubarak, Muammar Gaddafi, the common thread, none of them had nukes. Now, why haven't we taken out the government of Pakistan, which continues to support the Taliban in Afghanistan? Because Pakistan is probably the world's 3rd leading nuclear power. It doesn't take a genius to figure out the lesson there. You've got nukes, the U.S. really won't hurt you, or at least there's a better chance. Now, why all of this anxiety over North Korea? As we've talked about the situation in Syria over the past couple of years and looked at it, it's become clear that it's really a proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran over who gets to run the natural gas pipeline from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean and then on to the markets in Europe. North Korea is sitting on about $10 trillion of rare earth metals, according to some estimates. $10 trillion. The gross domestic product of the United States is about $18.5 trillion, to give you an idea for comparison. Global GDP is about $75 trillion a year. So $10 trillion is a lot of money. What do we need rare earth metals for? Well, they go into things like iPhones and iPads and other electronic devices that we can't live without. This is a situation that doesn't have a clear path forward, and as Colonel McGinnis says, our options are grim. Coming up in a couple of weeks, the Sign in the Heavenlies Conference, the total eclipse of the sun visible across much of the United States here. Well, a small strip across the United States anyway. It'll cross our home state of Missouri here, but we'll be in Idaho for the Sign in the Heavenlies Conference, and we'll watch it there, up in the mountains. The conference is now sold out, which is not surprising considering it features L.A. Marzulli, Carl Gallups, Pastor Paul Begley, Dr. Michael Lake, and others. You know, I'll be speaking there as well. But you can still take part through the video stream. The live video stream is available, and the presentations will be archived for 6 months afterwards. So your registration gets you access to all of the presentations for 6 months. And we can save you 20% on the video stream. Just use promo code Gilbert20. That's Gilbert20 at hearthewatchmen.com. Our mobile app keeps you up to date 7 days a week. Every time we post an updated news update, 5 and 10, or one of our programs like Into the Multiverse, Sci Friday, web exclusive interviews, or the regular weekly interview program, Skywatch TV, you'll get an update at the Skywatch TV mobile app. And I should point out that Tom Horn also updates the news. The news that you find at skywatchtv.com, you got access to that on the mobile app as well. It's a free download for your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch, your Android phone or tablet, Kindle Fire tablet, or Windows Phone. And we've got links to the app stores for all of those devices at skywatchtv.com. Just log on, check the top menu bar where it says Mobile App. You'll find all of our stuff at skywatchtv.com, including links to our social media sites like YouTube and Facebook. And you'll find everything that I put on the web at my website, derekpgilbert.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is Skywatch TV.
We've been talking to filmmaker Justin Fall about his brand new documentary release, Hollow Earth Chronicles. In this unprecedented film, Justin interviews a never-before-assembled all-star cast of biblical scholars and experts, including Dr. Thomas Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Steve Quayle, Derek Gilbert, and many more who collectively reveal how the concept of a hollow earth inspired some of the worst crimes against humanity in recent history, and how understanding the hollow earth is key to deciphering modern biblical prophecy. Skywatch TV is proud to announce the Hollow Earth special offer. When you order Hollow Earth Chronicles exclusively at the Skywatch TV store, you'll also receive Astrobiology and the Vatican ET Connection. In this full-length DVD presentation, the late internationally acclaimed author Chris Putnam walks you step by step through the Vatican's astonishing plan for the arrival of an alien savior, one whom the prophet Daniel foresaw as an alien god. Plus, you'll also receive Forbidden Secrets of the Labyrinth by Mark Flynn. In this phenomenal work, you'll discover for the first time the true identity of the object worshipped by modern Freemasons, the elite's plan to secretly replace the world's financial currency with an antichrist system, the coming resurrection of the false god Apollyon in the very near future, and so much more. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $60. Yours now for only $29.95 plus shipping and handling. An unprecedented compilation of research materials that expose darkness and equips you with the information you need to face the future head on. The Hollow Earth special offer, available now at skywatchtvstore.com.
Julius Caesar. Julius, home of three of the apostles, Peter, Andrew, and Philip. The site was discovered at the north end of the Sea of Galilee in the Bethsaida Valley Nature Reserve. The key discovery remains of a Roman bathhouse, an advanced Roman-style bathhouse, which indicates it was actually a thriving village there and not just a little fishing village. Topic number 4, Chicago is jealous. Los Angeles County reports that the number of registered voters, a Republican election judge in the city of Chicago, back during the tenure of Richard J. Daley, the Democratic machine there would consistently produce more Democrat votes than there were people of voting age in our precinct. But apparently Los Angeles County has taken that concept and turned it up to 11, 144%. That's a really motivated electorate. The conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch has threatened to sue the state of 5 topics, 10 minutes or less. It's 5 in 10 for August 8th, 2017. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, the lost home of the apostles found. Archaeologists think they found the lost Roman city of Julias. It's Julias, Julias, not U.S. as in California, if they refuse to comply with the National Voter Registration Act, which requires precincts, voting precincts, to ensure the integrity of their voter rolls. And this letter is not the first time Judicial Watch has threatened to sue a state. They sent out similar letters back in April to 11 other states, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, of course, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, and Tennessee. And speakers there is 144% of the people of voting age. 144% of the people of voting age registered to vote in Los Angeles County. The Election Integrity Project of California says 11 California counties have more registered voters than voting age citizens. Now, this isn't anything new. My mom volunteered